Hello everyone, James here. I just thought I'd do a little video, I know I often start that way, to talk about direct cremation and the possibility for memorial services. There's a lot of media coverage about direct cremations at the minute, and there's a lot of adverts on the television, particularly in the daytime. Make of that what you will. And the thing about directs is there is a place for them. There really is. It's all about choice, and some people do not want a funeral service, and that's to be respected. There's also a lot of rhetoric around some of the companies at play here, and whilst that's not my field to advise you on that, that's a funeral director's job. I think it's fair to say, just in a nutshell, that some of the big companies that you see advertised are not what they seem to be, and you really are much better served to go to your local funeral director, whoever you choose locally, because that person or that company would be able to take care of your loved one nearby to home. They'd be cremated or buried close to home. And that is far better than one of the big companies that you see advertised. So just an air of caution, and nothing more needs to be said on that, because like I say, that's not Celebrant's domain really. But direct cremation does not have to be without a service. A direct cremation could be followed up with a memorial service. And this is something I've had real-time experience of. Not so long ago, at 315 in Lepton, a little pub restaurant that's got a function suite, we held a memorial service following a direct cremation where the family had planned all along that's what they were going to do. And it was beautiful. Family tributes, we had a photo montage, music, and time was not constrained. And then, of course, many funeral homes, not all, but quite a few, have their own chapels. And many funeral directors are offering these to families to be able to do a service prior to a direct cremation. Now, the one thing about that is that the family have to be comfortable that their loved one goes on the final journey to the crematorium with the funeral team alone, because they can't go into the crematorium on a direct. But the service that's held in the chapel is exactly the same as what we would do in the crematorium, except for perhaps there's a bit more freedom of time. So these go really well, and many families feel that the more relaxed and intimate setting works well for them. Some families, however, it wouldn't be right for, and they would want to be at the crematorium, in the crematorium chapel, at that final place for their loved one before that cremation takes place. And that's understandable as well. There's ultimately no right or wrong. It's just about what's best fit. Now, at the memorial side of things, so a direct cremation has happened already, and then a family would like that in an alternative venue. Could be a pub, could be a club, village hall, could be at home, could be in a garden, could be outside. It could be built around an interment of ashes, if that's what they want. It could be to do with scattering of ashes, or it simply could be that the ashes are present at the memorial service as opposed to a coffin or the deceased person in that respect. These are a growing thing, and many funeral directors do inform their families that this is a possibility. So it's all food for thought. So a direct cremation does not need to be without a service. It can be, if that's absolutely what the family want, or it can just be removed on a separate time, either prior or after a direct cremation. There's lots of options out there. It's just about doing what is best for you as a family and what would be respecting the wishes of the deceased person. Not one size fits all. These are still beautiful services, and ones where the loved one is paid tribute to in a highly fitting way. Thank you, everyone. Just leave you with that food for thought.